Here we are at Chapter 5, Target 1D. We're asked to simplify the following expression using our properties with exponents. Now, when we're looking at this problem, we notice that we have this fraction plus this fraction raised to the negative second power, and it's incredibly tempting to want to go ahead and use that power to a power or just kind of distribute that -2. And unfortunately, though, that does not work here. And the reason for that is because we have this plus symbol in between these two fractions. So again, incredibly tempting to want to do that, but mathematically it will not work out. Instead, what we have to do is actually resort back to PEMDAS. And so what that entails is pretty much just getting this to be one fraction. So what we're going to do is just a little bit of foo-foo, multiply him by 2 over 2, and this guy by 3 over 3 to get that like bottom. Now when we do that, we end up then with 2 over 6 plus 3 over 6. And this is still raised to that negative second power. So again, we're just simplifying the inside such then that we can combine them and get one fraction. Now that they have the same exact bottoms, and we are adding, we can go ahead and add the tops. We end up then with 5 raised to the, 5/6 raised to the negative second power. At this point, notice we just have a single fraction raised to that negative exponent. What we're going to go ahead and do then is, there's actually a couple different things that we can do. The first one, we'll show both ways, is you can go ahead and flip this fraction and now raise that to the positive second power. It's a little shortcut and end up then with distributing that squared term to both items. So that would become then 36 over 25. Now again, the only reason why we could just flip our fraction like that is because we had that negative exponent. The kind of just algebra behind the scenes kind of way to why that shortcut actually works is if you were to go ahead and distribute now that, that negative exponent, that -2, we would end up with 5 to the negative second power over 6 to the negative second power. And from here we see that we have those negative exponents, in which case we would end up then with just flipping these and placing those negative exponents where they appropriately belong. So we would end up then with 6 squared on top over 5 squared on the bottom. And then we can see that we still end up with the same exact answer of 36 over 25. So if you can see that little shortcut, and that's kind of the purpose of this one too, is if you have that negative exponent in that single fraction, you can go ahead and flip them and then go ahead and apply that exponent to both items. This is kind of the negative exponent proof behind the scenes of why it's actually working. But again, though, that is Chapter 5, Target 1D from our Chapter 5 study guide.